So welcome back to No Agenda. This is the third video in our planner series. Let's do a quick recap of what we've done so far. So the first thing we did was to use the trigger list to do a mind sweep and create an inbox where we put in everything that was going through our minds. We then took all the tasks on the inbox and separated them into recurring and non-recurring. Recurring were tasks that happen daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. Non-recurring are tasks that do not fit any of these four categories. For this step, we are going to look at what to do with these recurring tasks. Remember that this is still a part of getting into empty, or in the GTD system, this is a part of step 2, clarify, step 3, organize. We are just doing them both together for our planner. I want to say again that I am not an expert on GTD. I am sort of using some aspects or some terminology from GTD, and I'm just showing you how I have created my own planner that incorporates those ideas. For this, you will need the working checklist page. You will need the month page, the page that says monthly checklist, the page that says weekly checklist. So pause the video and make sure that you have all four of these pages ready before we start. Let's start with the easiest, which is the daily checklist. So you only need the July month page and your daily checklist tasks here. Now, this is the place where you've got to think about what is meaningful to you. I have tried tracking a lot of tasks and I find that it really doesn't work. You're better off tracking just 4 or 5 tasks that are really important to you. I would pick things that mean something to you, things that would bring the greatest joy to you if you accomplish them. So for example, for me, it really does not make sense to track shower because I feel I'm fairly good at it. I don't need to track whether I'm taking a shower or not. Whereas if I track meditation, well, yes, that maybe brings me some joy because when I don't track it, I end up thinking that I'm not meditating. So again, in my mind, the purpose of tracking is to sort of pat yourself on the back and say, good job, and not so much as feeling guilty about not doing the stuff. Of course, you want to balance that with not just tracking things that you do all the time, right? So these are habits that you're trying to build. So this is where you will have to think carefully and pick things that have some meaning to you, things that you actually want to track every day. We're done with the daily working checklist. You could leave these two here and then we could talk about maybe creating a time map for yourself at another time and putting these tasks in there. Now let's look at the weekly tasks. For this, you will need the weekly tasks that you've created here, the recurring checklist. And now we are going to transfer that into this weekly page. If you notice, I have broken this page into work, home, kids, and self. These are categories that I created for myself. I want to take a minute and talk about these categories. Almost everybody would have a work and a home category. And if you want, you could just stick to those two categories. But I personally found that when I just had the home category, I had too many action items on my home category list. And when I was trying to decide which one to do first and which one to do second, often I would lose balance. So either I would spend a lot of time doing only home-centric tasks, like cleaning and organizing and getting things that were broken fixed, or I spent too much time with the kids and then there was no time left for myself. So it is for that reason that I thought it was best to divide my work into these 4 categories, which I think brings the most balance into my life. So this is where you will have to think about what categories make sense to you and how many of these categories make sense in your life. If you think 4 is too much, then by all means, cut it down. Another thing that I've done is that the weekly checklist has the same colors as the categories. So the purple is the work checklist, the pink is the home checklist, the yellow is the kids checklist, and green is the self checklist. So this is how I divide my weekly recurring tasks into my categories. Use the template to change these categories to what makes sense to you. Maybe instead of just writing kids, you might want to write your kids' names there. So that is personalized for you. So now let me look through my weekly list here and decide what category each of these goes into. So there's not enough space, so I'm going to put them this way. So maybe menu plan is a home category. So you're done with the weekly checklist. Let's now look at the monthly checklist. For this step, you will need the working checklist page and the monthly checklist. Again, if you notice, the monthly checklist page is also divided into work, home, kids, and self. You're going to do the exact same thing with these recurring monthly tasks. Divide them into categories that make sense to you. Here I want to emphasize that you're not going to stick to these post-its. It maybe doesn't look as nice right now. What you're eventually going to do is type this out and create something that looks like this. You actually have things typed up for your checklist, and as you go through your month, you remember to do these, and also you can just simply check them off or cross them out for a lot of satisfaction. So this is what it's eventually going to start looking. So there, we finish with the third step, which is dividing your recurring tasks into appropriate checklists. Let's now look at the last part, the fourth step of getting into empty. For this step, you will need your inbox, which now only has your non-recurring one-time action items. You will need your monthly checklist page, and you will need the someday maybe page. This is when we start putting action items into our categories, either to do this month, or if we realize we don't have time to do this month, then we move it to the someday maybe page. So let's start. So we're going to look at each action item. For example, call back Ken. You have to decide if this is a work, home, kids, or self item, and if this is urgent enough and do you have the time to do it this month or not. So for me, this goes into, let's say, work, and I'm going to try to do it this month. Get watches repaired. For me, this is a self item, and I don't think I have time to do it this month, so I'm moving this to my someday maybe self list. Find a landscaper. Again, that's something I would love to do, but I know for sure I don't have the time to do it this month. So I'm moving this to my home someday maybe checklist. We're going to do this exact thing over and over. Look at each item and decide if it's something happening this month or someday maybe, and then what category this belongs in your mind. There is no right and wrong answer outside of what you think. There, I have now officially gotten the into empty. You see my inbox has no tasks. So we are done with this for now, and we have transferred all our inbox tasks into either a daily checklist, a monthly checklist, a weekly checklist, or our non-recurring tasks have been divided into work, home, kids, self for this month, or the same categories for someday maybe. Let's pause here for step 4. In the next video, let's look at what to do with all of this and how to put it together in your planner.